Climate change becoming a growing problem over the past few decades. It's undeniable to say that we haven't noticed any of the signs in our day-to-day lives. Us in the U.S., we've noticed that our summers are getting hotter and winters are getting quite drier. It's justifiable to be concerned, especially when we realize that what we've experienced is only a fraction of what the less unfortunate countries have experienced as a result of climate change. One group of countries that have been dealing with the significant results of climate change have been the countries that make up East Africa. Countries like Somalia, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, and many other neighboring countries have been experiencing many devastating results of climate change. But nothing was like the East African drought of 2011. This drought was known as one of the worst droughts in the past 60 years, causing a food crisis all across East Africa and threatening the lives of over 9 million people. This drought was caused particularly by weather conditions within the Pacific Ocean. These conditions were caused by the process of La Nina and El Nino, which are phases of temperature change for the surface of seas and oceans. What was happening to cause the drought was an abnormally strong La Nina, which refers to the lowering of temperatures within the sea surface, leading to a significant decrease or complete lack of rainfall. This hit Africa hard. Without something as important as rain, it was not just a negative for the people who have to suffer through the heat, but their resources as well. The conditions were not remotely suitable for plant life within the wild ecosystems or farms to prosper, which led to a significant lack of resources due to crop failures and death of many livestock. This inevitably caused famine in many of the East African countries. Throughout the situation, the UN had made many attempts to help out the people of East Africa. The drought began in July of 2011, and at the time, they had predicted that approximately 10 million people would need some type of food aid. Unfortunately, about a month down the line, that amount had increased by about 2 million people. As time went on, more and more issues began to rise, and more people were in need of help. A lot of natives of other countries in East Africa were traveling to neighboring countries that were less impacted by the drought. But this led to issues like significant increase in the spread of diseases like malaria and cholera, primarily due to overpopulation mixed in with poor sanitary conditions. The problem of overpopulation also caused an increase in malnutrition within certain parts of countries. In the very first month of the crisis, 30% of children within parts of Kenya and Ethiopia were suffering from malnutrition, and in Somalia, it was 50%. As time went on, we got to see a glimmer of hope, though. With humanitarian aid helping out East Africa, we began to see a lot of issues become less dire, like malnutrition and mortality. We began to see East Africa become more of its former self. But even with that, just like our hotter summers and drier winters, you can't help but feel a concern for the ever-growing crisis we call climate change. Thank you.